Hello, 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 and welcome to Quick Win Wednesdays. I'm super excited to be here with you today to share some great information with you on how we can become more effective in our communications. My name is Karen Quick, best-selling author of Cubanomics and founder of the Quick Six. And just the other day, I was talking with one of my clients, and one of the things that she was struggling with is, Karen, how can I communicate so that I connect? It's one thing to just be talking and communicating. It's another thing to be communicating and actually making that connection. And so she was struggling with that. And if that is you, and you also are struggling to communicate effectively so that you make a connection, I know how you feel because I once felt that way myself. I was always struggling. I had this inner struggle going on with myself with, should I go out and talk to this person? Should I communicate with that person? Because I always thought they would think, well, who is she to be talking to me? Or why is she even talking to me, right? And so I had that inner struggle going on inside that kept me from going out and making those connections. And, in my book, Cubanomics, I talk about how communication is one of those mental blocks that we struggle with, right? And it also keeps us stuck. And so if that has been you and you have been stuck and not reaching out and making those connections because of communication, don't fear, the Quickster is here. I am here to help you so that you no longer allow your communication to stop you from going out and meeting the right people. So this is where you get out your pen and paper, because I'm going to share with you 3 quick tips. That's 3 quick tips that's going to help you have surefire ways to communicate so that you build the right relationships. All right, so quick tip number 1, write this down. Smile and get the person's name. Smiling, people have a hard time not talking with you when you're smiling, right? A smile just does something. It invites people into your personal space. It lets people know, hey, she's approachable. Hey, she's cool. Hey, I wouldn't mind getting to know who she is, right? So smiling, then getting the person's name. So when you're smiling and you're conversing with that person, ask them what their name is. And when you're talking with them, start saying their name, interject their name in the conversation, because that does 2 things for you. First of all, people love to hear their names. So it builds that instant connection with that person because you're saying their names, right? So that's the first thing you want to do, is repeat their names in the conversation. And then the second thing is, when you repeat their names multiple times in the conversation, the next time you see that person, guess what? You will remember who they are. And so that name and face connection will be there for you. So it'll be a win-win for both. Quick tip number 2, show interest in the conversation. So how do you show interest? So when I was trying to get to know and build relationships earlier on in my career, when I struggled with this, I thought up some questions, and not just any questions, not yes or no questions, but engaging questions that would show a person that, she's really interested in getting to know who I am. And I would ask questions around, what are some of your hobbies? It would be outside of that mundane work. I wouldn't ask very many work-related questions initially. It would be like, what do you do for fun outside of work? What are some of your hobbies, right? And then trying to connect with that person through the engaging questions and understanding what their interest is and how I can connect with them on their interest. Also, people just love to share what they like to do outside of the normal day-to-day work, right? So show interest by asking engaging questions. Quick tip number 3, you want to stay in touch. So while you're conversing with this person, make sure you're getting some type of contact information, whether you walk away with their business card, whether you jot down their name and email address or phone numbers, but you want to make sure that you stay in touch. You're not going to build a very lasting relationship in the first 5 or 10 minutes of communicating with someone, right? So you want to make sure you have the tools to where you can follow up. Your future friendship is in the follow up. Write that down. Say, my future friendships is in the follow up. So stay in contact. You want to make sure that you stay memorable and top of the person's mind. So follow up, follow up, follow up, and stay in touch so that this leads to you growing your relationships and growing relationships with the right people, so that in turn you are building a network of people that you're building knowledge through, that may eventually you may ask them to be one of your mentors, or who knows, you may build a relationship so tight where you all start going on vacation, having family time together. But that's how you truly build those relationships, through your communication. So let's do a quick recap. Number one, quick tip number one, smile and get the person's name. Quick tip number two, show interest in the person, okay? And quick tip number three, stay in touch. Your future friendships is in the follow-up. So pass this information along so that we're not only growing our knowledge, but we're also maybe growing the knowledge of others who may also struggle with communicating so that they're building the right relationships. All right, and then I want you to text QUICK6, that's QUICK, the number 6. Text that to 345-345 so that you stay in the loop with my juicy career tips and lifestyle tips. All right, so until next time, remember, I am your sister, wanting you to always be audacious and willing to excel. Take care.